nice.
Long before 1975, using girls on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends, but Law Boys Bros 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975. There's a question down there. Retro games we love, all games we love. Not to detract from how good they are, because, I mean, look at this, it's fucking Resident Evil 2. But because the story behind it is, well, important to you, nostalgic to you, means something to you. I have a really funny, interesting story about Resident Evil 2 that I've kind of touched upon before. And the reason I'm asking this question is I'm sure other people have somewhat of a similar story to this, which is why a game became so important to you, regardless of the fact that it was a very, very strong title. And, you know, at least with me, it's my memories, my connections towards games that I kind of cherish to some degree slightly more than I do the game. Anyway, this is Resident Evil 2, released by Capcom in 1997, one of my favourite games of all time on Sony PlayStation, a sequel to the original Resident Evil that I was not a fan of. Don't get me wrong, it re-established, because it did not create, it re-established, you know, survival horror, and it has its important place to play in the history of video games, but all my mates raved about it, and I just didn't get on board with it. So that's why this game has a special place in my heart, because it kind of crept up upon me for a number of really weird, silly reasons. But we'll get to them, and it's why it is one of my favourite games of all time, and I still really regret selling my GameCube version. Let's get into this. Right, I just got this disc reskinned, so oh shit, I have no idea what the controls are, but I have to lean forward to run. Piss off, zombie boy. I always thought it was a fucking train wreck that they made it these sort of controls, you know, this rotate thing, which is why I was never a fan of the original Resident Evil, and I thought I would hate this game. Now, I was raised on zombie movies. I love them. Dawn of the Dead is, you know, one of the greatest movies ever made. Oh, run away! Ooh. And, yeah, so when I first became aware that this game was coming out, I was like, yeah, whatever, it's going to be like the first game. Now, if you do like the first game, you know, I apologise. It's not me lambasting or, you know, slagging it off, because taste is subjective, so I would never tell you not to like something you do, but it didn't work for me. I never got on board with one of my mates who had a fucking Woody for it, but you know, I was a massive reload. That works. You know, a fan of zombie movies, particularly Romero. So when this came out, the first time I played it was I was on holiday, you know, in Toronto of all places, with a buddy of mine who emigrated to gun store, emigrated to wrong button, Canada. I'm rusty, people. It's a nice mechanic, but it really doesn't cover up the loading times. Well, they definitely should have got rid of it on the GameCube version, because, you know, that had better loading times. Yeah, one of my buddies, and we had to babysit a kid when their parent was at work, and the guy in the apartment had this on the PlayStation 1. Now, I had a PlayStation 1 and mine was Japanese, so, you know, I was familiar with NTSC and stuff like that. You know, I was a console snob. I wasn't on board with PAL. And I remember playing it for the first time, and it was all of a sudden, you may have fixed some of the issues I had a problem with. The voice acting is still bollocks, but the story is superb. Controls aren't quite where I like them, but this not remote, sort of isolated, you know, incident or case, this, you know, city's fucked up by zombies. That's why I love zombie movies, and so it kind of clicked. And you know, the more I played it, I think I only got like, I don't know, 30 minutes in, but this is going to sound terrible, and this is what, like I said, I have no idea how to pick stuff up. There we go. It is clunky, you haven't played it for ages, but this is one of the things I want to talk about, that, you know, fond memories I have of games like this. Oh, they're coming in through the front door. Good shot there, Sherlock. I mean, seriously, you got a shotgun. Aim at their heads. And, yeah, so I came back to England, and you know, all passed, and then I remember that I'm picking up shit before I worry about these bitches. He says, am I picking up anything? I'm not, apparently. Dying time, motherfucker. You ain't gonna tar man my ass. But no, I came back to England, and I remember, because obviously my PlayStation was chipped. It's so cool, mind. Don't reload, Leon. I don't like your well-coiffed hair, by the way. Yeah, I remember I read a black and white advert in the back of a newspaper, and it was some guy imported US games, which back then was absolutely unheard of, because not many people had chipped PlayStations. I can pick up shit, can't I? What's the button? There we go. That's the button, even though it's not being rewarding in any way whatsoever. But yeah, I remember picking up this game, and it was a Saturday, and I was thinking like, oh yes, sexy, fucking look at this. I enjoyed it. You know, the minimal time I played it on a holiday or vacation, if you will, in Toronto, and oh, piss off, you sneaky stealth motherfucker. What are you, Solid Snake in zombie form? And yeah, so when I found out, I really don't like these bits, that you know, this guy was selling it, and I had that nervous, you know, trepidation. I can hear you, motherfucker. Or even, you know, taking any sort of making any effectual damage. Yeah, seeing it in the beginning, like, oh my god, I got this. Oh, trepidation. Is it going to still be there when I get there? I don't know. Wow, who knew? Mesh squirrels are fucking bulletproof. But it was, and I got it, and I played it, and it was one of those nights. I played it, and I've mentioned this story before, that it was late at night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was no one else in the house, and I was playing it with all the lights off, and it generally scared me. You know, that there was fear. Oh, there we go. There was fear, and I was shitting my pants, and I remember thinking, this game is amazing. I played it for like 5-6 hours, and I was like, oh my god. And I just got a new job on the Monday morning that was following, you know, the subsequent Sunday after the Saturday night, weekend night I was on, and I was thinking, oh fuck's sake. And I've never been one of those people to shirk his responsibilities or bunk off. But I remember that for some reason, and I don't know why, I went for a bike ride on the Sunday, which is something I never did, you know, back then. And yeah, I went for a bike ride, and my brake block fell off into my front wheel when I was going down a 45 degree hill. And yeah, I got launched, and I landed, and I remember my wrist going all the way back up. Like, we're talking like it properly, yeah, went all the way back up. And I think the first thing I did was hide my bike, because there were people's houses, and I popped into a field so they couldn't hear me go, ow, fuck me, that hurts like a motherfucker. And I went home, and it hurt so much, and it swelled up, and I put a bag of peas on it. My mate, who apparently decided he was a physician, just went, I can check it's not broken, by, you know, shaking it and waving it. And yeah, and I think tears came out my eyes. I was like, fuck off, get your hands off my fucking hand, that hurts like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, I went to the doctor the next day, and he said, congratulations, you've broken your, actually I went to A&E. That was a fun 4 hours wait. Yeah, he went, congratulations, you've broken your wrist. And this is a terrible thing to say, because games are not ever more important than life, or more paramount than life. But I remember thinking to myself, oh yes, they're going to have to plaster it. Oh, time off work. And you know, it's terrible, as I said, because I was starting a new job on the Monday. But yeah, I got, you know, time off work because I broke my wrist. And how did I, you know, make a positive sort of employment of this time? I beat Resident Evil 2. And it's funny, but because of the, you know, sort of becoming aware of it in Canada, even though I, you know, was not a fan of the original, it was, and then getting the great, oh fuck me, I'm shit at these controls. Some games you just can't leave alone for too long. And then yeah, coming back and having, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, the great fortune of breaking my wrist, because it was such a life-changing game on my part. You know, it was like, I got my zombies, I got, oh, fuck. You know, we had movie games before, FMV and all that bollocks and shit, but no games, you know, annoying voice acting aside, ever really truly delivered a kind of a movie experience, and this did for me. So yeah, I have fond, very fond nostalgic memories, you know, attached to this game, and they're kind of for crazy reasons, you know. Like, why would you be happy that you broke your wrist, you know? As I said, you know, it sounds stupid. Why would you be happy that you forced physical damage upon yourself? Well, I didn't force, but you know what I mean. You received physical damage upon yourself, but it paid off because something, you know, at the time, gaming-wise, was just like, oh my god, this is a life changer. Anyway, this has really got away from me. There was something in it. That's so bloody cool. There was something in this question, but, you know, tell me a story about a game, you know, something that you love, something you enjoy about, you know, these older games, these retro games that was made funny by something that was kind of related to real life, or something outside of the fact that you just wanted to play a game, but it kind of benefited it, or benefited you, I should say. Anyway, even by my standards, this is a very, very incoherent, vloggy waffle. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, but yeah, as much as I love this game, and I enjoy this game, and the story is brilliant and stuff like that, I attach such fond, nostalgic memories to it because of the shit that happened to me at the time that afforded me the luxury or allowed me to play it. Anyway, so what are your stories? If you have any. I'm starting to think probably no one else doesn't, and I might be weird. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.